welcome back to Dave Does Outdoors. We're going to have a look at the Scarp 1 this afternoon. It's a little bit rainy. I'm in the summer house just now. It's been snowing last night, so the weather's not particularly good. But I'm really keen to find out how much space there is in this Scarp 1 by tarp tent. So I've got a ruler and I've got two large inflatable mats, my two Thermarest, one old and my newer one. So I'm going to put both the air mats in, get the ruler out, have a little look around, try and get, this is my big rucksack, my bird house, and this is my smaller sort of day bag. But I mean this is a 35 litre and this is a 75 litre. Now I've left some stuff in here and I've got a little bit in that bag, but realistically when you're out and about in the tent, you know, a lot of this would be emptied out, so the rucksacks wouldn't be full because you've taken your sleep system out, you've taken your sleeping bag, some of your cook system will be out and put in the kind of porch space. So it's to give us a rough idea. The Scarp 1, it's well known to be a big, spacious, one-person, four-season tent. But there's a lot of interest around, you know, could you comfortably fit two in it? So it'll be interesting to see how the two air mats fit in to the Scarp. So in between showers, I'm going to stick in the mats. I'll get the camera in and we'll have a little closer look at some of the inner tent space. So thanks again for joining me today. If you like the video, please give it a wee thumbs up, leave me a wee comment, subscribe if you've not already, and all your comments and feedback's much appreciated. So thanks again for all your support and thanks for tuning in today. We're now in the Scarp. We've got the two mats in, and we're wondering, do we put the rucksacks inside the tent or out in the porch? If the weather's really bad, wet, stormy, windy, you're probably going to want to put your bags in. For more protection, these won't be 100% waterproof. So what you might do, say it was a couple and you were close. When I say close, I mean potentially loving close. You'd probably end up sleeping this way. So let's just see how much this on its side. Little bag, potentially something like that. I just love putting up the tent. It just, you feel safe, you feel secure. It's space. It's a wee, not a time capsule, but any excuse to put the tent up. So thanks to you for asking about the suitability for two. I can show you. I'll show you this porch. This is the smaller of the porches. Again, I don't know why they've made this Velcro. It's alright, but I think working out some sort of little so remembering that you can adjust the tension on this, so you can actually, increase the size of the porch this side. You can double that, and then across here, this side, you can double that. So this is the smallest it goes. There isn't much space in there, but you can jam a rucksack up. I mean, I've got my shoes sitting there. You can put a pair of boots. You could have a bit of a cook system up there. You could have your gas, etc. Not master room, but you've got clip here and a clip there, so you can put a drying line here. This is where I hang my overnight clock, my light, which is also my battery charger for the emergencies as well. As you can hear, it's heavy. The rain's really coming down. There's no ingress in this tent, so you can sit, and you can see by putting the outside pole, there's a good kind of 5 or 6 inches between the outer and here, so you have this nice space for the water to run down the outer and never come to the inner. I'm 5'8", and so I realistically turn that bag the other way. So you're just trying to find ways of being comfortable. Now this way, this is all dry overnight. Now if this was wet, you'd be looking to try and squeeze it in here. Now that's the biggest porch space. Obviously anything touching the outer is going to potentially cause a problem in terms of dampness, but you could wrap it in a polythene bag and stick it down here. Now if it's touching this side, we're not overly worried. It's touching this that becomes a problem, because if you're touching the outer, it will create moisture and dampness quite quickly, hence the tent strung. I meant to say as well that you can leave this tent connected, so when you put it up, you don't need to put the inner up and the outer. It all goes up as a oneer, which is great. So but I mean, there's actually again, you don't want to be touching this if you can, but the last time I was out, I kind of ended up sort of sleeping up against this. And if you're out for a single night, it's okay, because you're going home, everything's going to get hung up and dried. If you're out for multiple nights, you don't want to be getting wet at all. So you need to try and keep, occasionally there'll be some moisture or some dampness, but not really. It's a well waterproof tent. It's 4 season. So let me get the measuring tape out. About 52 inches. Now it slightly comes out at this shape, so it's wider at the waist, if you like. 52 at its widest, but realistically, because these mats are straight and stuff, I don't know, let's call it 52 inches wide. And let's see if I can get it down to the bottom. And 85 long. So these are 2 full adult sleeping mats that are in it. both by Thermarest. I'm not going to show you the porches because I've described them. You've got about, I don't know, 8 or 9 inches on one side. Now when you're out by yourself, you've got absolutely bags of room, so I reckon my assessment is, as we know, very spacious one person. For two, if you're close, if you know each other well and you don't mind being, you know, there doesn't need to be even overlap of your mats. I've seen some where the mats are overlapped, so there isn't any overlap here. I don't know if you can see that. They're sitting quite comfortably beside each other. Now this isn't an XL, and these are sort of like your regular sized mats. Now this one comes in an XL, which I think's about that wider. So again, if you've got 2 XL mats, you're going to be overlapping. But 2 kind of regular adult mats, I think if you had some polythene, you could wrap one of your rucksacks. If you could leave it outside, if it was watertight, there wasn't anything in it, that would make a big difference, because you're starting to kind of minimise your porch spaces by maximising your inside space. But all in all, I've been really impressed. I love the spec. It's really easy to put up, really quick. Doesn't take long, and you leave the inner hooked and attached, so it all goes up in a oneer, which is fantastic. Check out my other reviews. There's been a few. I've put up a few, putting it up, taking it down. I've used it up some hills in the woods. But yeah, I think you could get 2 people in here, especially if you worked out a head to toe configuration. This would be, because obviously you're wider up here. So if this was somebody's legs in a sleeping bag, I'm not really touching the side, and I'm 5'8". I mean, there's about this at the bottom. I might just keep it up and sleep in it tonight. Tempted. Well, I did a garden tent night last week, so I've got a one Tigris hot tent. So I think I might put that up, but now that this is soaking wet, I don't know. Anyway, listen, I hope you found that interesting today. So we've done a little bit of dimension. We've got our 2 mats in, which has been great. I've been wanting to do that. 2 rucksacks at a push. You know what you could do? I think if you're a couple hiking, you could get a rucksack that actually went in. So if you had a smaller one that went into the bigger one, and then you give that some thought. So at night, how do you condense it all into one? Again, if it was wrapped in tarpaulin or plastic outside, in the porch, you could, like I said, there's ways around that. But in terms of sleeping, especially in the summer, if you were travelling light, small sleeping bag, this is quite a big mat, that's quite a small mat. But if you were travelling quite light in the summer, again, that helps to reduce your bag size or reduce space in general. Those are pillows just out the summer house. Obviously, you'd have small inflatables. I hope you found that interesting. I'm impressed by that. You're definitely getting, it's sold as a one person, but to be honest with you, I think you can get 2 in here, especially if it was head to foot. It'd be nice to have some company if you were close to them. You wake up in the morning, you're having a blether like this. So listen, if you've enjoyed it, give it a wee thumbs up, leave me a comment. If you want to see something different, you want me to review, I've got lots of different bits and pieces, happy to review anything. So, short one, Scarp one, suitable for 2. I think so. You can definitely do it. You need to be pretty, but if you've hiked and you're shattered and you're tired and all you want to do is sleep, you've had a fire, or it's later at night, you've had your food and it's sleep time, I think, you know, you're using it as a comfortable sleep space. Defo. Walk around since it's up. That's been a really good look at the inside. 2 mats, I would say comfortably. You've not got oodles of space otherwise. This is full, and I think you can relax that quite a bit. How do we do it again? Let's see. Yeah. So you can start to play about with that. That just opens it up. Rucksack, boots, and you've got a smaller porch on the other side, but it's a porch. This was for the extra pole set. It hooks there, goes to this Velcro, goes to this. There's a strap, little band through here and down the other side, and that just tensions the whole skin. It's not very. I've not pulled it for the purposes of today. It's really just to sort of see how much space there is for 2, so I've not tensioned it up. So apologies for that. It's not looking at its best. You know, you can tension it like this. So again, this side, again, that's it pulled out for minimal porch because we've tried to get most space inside. So again, you know, you can adjust that like that, and then all of a sudden you've got a bit more of a porch, which is good. So again, you know, it's out like this normally. So once you get it up, you go around. You can start to muck around your pegging, and you can pull that. Good with this is really enough. So again, once you've got it set up, you go around and tension it also. That's a quick look again, and probably sign off there. I'm not going to show you much more. It was really just about the interior space, different hooks. You've got the 2 pockets at the top, which aren't the biggest, but I mean, you can keep a phone in it. Phone and some essential, which is fine. So, thanks again for tuning in. Take care out there. Till next time.